Hello there, men, and welcome to the Masculinism Movement channel, a place for men to be men and talk about masculinity and men's issues. I'm your host, Brian Krall, and today I'm going to be mansplaining to you about sexual dimorphism. But before I get started, could you just hit that like button for me, because any women who watch this are going to hit the dislike button. Thanks. Have you ever wondered why, if women say they can do everything a man can and do it better, why they do not actually do so? Well, it is because of sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism is when a species has two genders, and they are not equal. Here is the technical definition found at biologydictionary.net. The link is there below in case you want to read up. Sexual dimorphism is when the genders of a particular species have different characteristics. Not just related to their sex organs, okay? You have more than just different sex organs. On the other hand, a sexual monomorphic species would look nearly identical, except for their sex organs, okay? They have different sex organs, but are otherwise basically the same. So sexual dimorphism can be expressed through a number of different traits. Typically, these traits include size, coloration, bone shape, and even bodies that hardly resemble one another. Sexual dimorphism is seen in birds, reptiles, mammals, fishes, humans, and many other sexually reproducing species. This difference in anatomy between genders is thought to be caused by sexual selection, a type of selection driven by the desire of every organism to find an evolutionarily fit mate. In short, the process of choosing mates generally leads to sexual dimorphism. In species that choose a mate, certain characteristics can be a clue of an individual's fitness level. A large mane on a male lion, for instance, shows females that he is successful. Over multiple generations, as females select for the largest manes, the size of manes in a population gets progressively larger. Sometimes these traits have nothing to do with actual success, but become a symbol of success and lead to increased sexual dimorphism anyway. Humans have clearly sexual dimorphic traits. Males are slightly larger than females, as in many primate species. However, in humans, it is much reduced. A male orangutan is much larger than a female orangutan, where a male human is only slightly larger than a human female. Human breasts are different between males and females. Besides bonobos, this is not necessarily common. A dog, for instance, will only develop visible breasts when it is breastfeeding. Humans and bonobos develop larger breasts on females. This could be a symbol to males that the female will be a supportive mother for their offspring. This would give these females more opportunities to reproduce and with the best males. There are a few other areas which differ between men and women, particularly body hair and bone structure. Men tend to have more body hair and narrower hips. While these traits aren't related, both are sexually distinct traits which are likely caused by sexual selection. Wait a minute. Now a word from our sponsor. Me. Do you value the ability to use words to do things such as compose meaningful sentences and speak the truth? Did you know that here in this great country of America, you have the right to free speech? And so do I. And if you don't support people who are exercising that right, then you are probably a fascist dictator. Just like the YouTube algorithm, which stifles the content of patriotic people like me who dare to speak out against the gynocentric, matriarchal, feminist regime that has been aggressively taking over our country. And if YouTube isn't going to promote my content and is going to suppress it instead, I can only rely upon you, my viewers, to show your support. If you don't support free speech, we will stop having it. Which is exactly what is already happening with YouTube videos that censor themselves getting promoted and explicit ones like mine getting shadow banned. So, if you like listening to me use my free speech, make sure to press like and share and donate whatever you can with the PayPal link below. Don't make me work for free and get censored like a fucking communist. And with the presidential election coming up, your donations can literally be used to fund my campaign to get into the White House and abolish the matriarchy once and for all. Literally. Who would you rather have as your president? An old limp dick liberal leftist cuck with noodly arms who's probably never been in a real fight in his life? Or a good old-fashioned, misogynistic, patriarchal man's man like me, with balls big enough to stand up to women, and who you can count on to speak out against them and tell it like it is? Fight the feminazi dictatorship. Spread the message of masculinism. Keep my work alive. And now, back to our regularly scheduled content. So, objectively and scientifically speaking, women are not men's equals because we are made to be different. You see, if we were not a sexually dimorphic species, though we could still have two genders, the genders then would be about equal in all things. We would be around the same height and weight and appearance as well, like with species such as lemurs. You want to see a picture of what they look like? Check that out. The male and female lemurs are virtually indistinguishable. Just like if any of you have house cats, it is probably near impossible to tell the difference. The only difference in these species is in their genitalia. However, you can tell the difference between a male and female human instantaneously. You do not need to compare their genitals. You can just see as plain as day which one is a man and which one is a woman. For an average man such as myself weighs about 200 pounds and is taller, whereas the average human female weighs about 300 pounds, in spite of her actually being shorter than the average man as well. So, obviously, we are extremely physically different because we are sexually dimorphic. So no, men and women are not equals. Not in anything physical, that is. And we are also not psychologically complementary and compatible either. You know, I know a lot of people like to say that while we may be different, we are complementary intellectually or emotionally or something, and that's what makes us go together. And that is just a poetic way of making something that isn't good in reality sound a lot nicer than it actually is. All right, the truth is that we are so different that we barely get along or want to associate with one another unless we are mating. And furthermore, another truth is that women are weak and men are the strong ones. All right, we are a sexually dimorphic species, and one half of our species is notably larger and stronger than the other, and it happens to be us men. So this is yet again another point that disproves feminism by definition, since the definition of feminism is the belief in the equality of the sexes. However, even though science itself disproves feminism, feminism still exists because it is not actually about equality. It is about female empowerment, which is something that women do need because of the fact that they are weaker than us men because we are a dimorphic species. So anytime a woman says that we are equals or that women can do anything or that women can do anything a man can do and better, tell her she's wrong and introduce that stupid bitch to the science of sexual dimorphism, and then use your physically superior body to exfiltrate yourself from the situation, since men are also the intellectual superiors of women, and trying to talk to them and enlighten them to things such as science is going to simply be a large waste of your time, and you're going to end up debating and arguing with her endlessly until you are exhausted. So just go your own way, men. That concludes this video. Thanks for listening. I hope I mansplained that good enough for you. If you like what you heard, please click the like button, and if you feel you gained some value from this video and would like to give some back, please do so with the PayPal link below, because your support helps fund me doing this work and fight the good fight for men like you. If you are ready to take the red pill and wake up from the matrix and the matriarchy controlling it and learn everything everything you need to know about female on male sexism, get your copy of my newly released book called Misandry Exposed. On sale now for a special price that won't last long. So check it out by clicking the link below. And otherwise, you can stay tuned for my next video coming out tomorrow. And otherwise, take care of yourselves, men, because no woman out there is going to.